I'll tell you what, Daz isn't looking his best, but let me tell you, this is going to be fantastic. Predicting every best and fairest winner this year. Got a cool announcement at the end of the video about what's coming next week, so stick around for that. But for now, let's go through each club alphabetically and as quickly as we can. Talk about who I think is going to win every club's best and fairest. Comment below, let me know who you think is going to win your team's best and fairest. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It only takes a fraction of a second. It helps me out a lot. And if you could click that like button to help with the algorithm, I love you forever. Really appreciate the community we are building. The last 28 days has brought about a fantastic spike in subscribers. So welcome if you're new here or if you've stuck around from the start. I really appreciate you guys as well. But let's get stuck into it. The Crows, they've got plenty of mouths in that midfield, but they can only be fed with a fantastic ruckman. Riley O'Brien is going to win the Malcolm Blight medal. Really looking forward to seeing how Rob goes this year. There is a big contingency and big quality in the ruck department this year, so I'm not sure if I'm going to go down the All-Australian path, but I might do a video on my All-Australian prediction as well. But Rob, for the Crows, he's going to win it in my opinion. For Brisbane, Lachie Neale is going to be back to his absolute best. Can't wait to see it. Not sure if he's going to be back into Brownlow contention. Might do a video on that maybe. But I think he's going to be the best line. I think Dane Zorko winning BNFs is over, which has been an absolutely amazing effort from Zorko. He's been a fantastic player. Whatever you think of what's happened off the field, you can't deny that this man has been a star and should be in the Hall of Fame once he retires. For the Blues, I know Sam Walsh is the sexy pick. I know Harry McKay has been floated around as the potential next superstar of the Blues. Did win the Coleman last year. Fantastic player. But I'm going with Jacob Weitering with no Liam Jones there. The Weeders needs to go to yet another level. And I think he's got that level in him. He's going to be the main man down back for the Blue Baggers. And if they're going to play finals, part of that needs to be stopping the opposition from scoring. Duh. But he needs to be able to do that. He will do that. He will win Carlton's best and fairest, in my opinion. For the Pies, I know his foot skills can burn you a lot. But with Pendlebury going to halfback, Taylor Adams is going to be the man of the moment in the midfield. And for a rebuilding team, you're probably looking at the best of the experienced guys. And I think he's going to be around the ball the most. Hopefully he can kick a few more snags. I'm a big Tay fan. So fingers crossed that he can get it done. Love him as a player. Love this as a pick as well. For the Bombers, not going to take up too much time here. I've talked about this man before. He is my breakout player of the year contender, even though there's not an award for that. But like Sean Darcy last year, Sam Draper is going to get the job done in beautiful ways next year. And what a cult following he's going to get. Sean Darcy deserved it on the Eastern Seaboard, but this whole Vic bias or Eastern bias that did show when it came to Sean Darcy last year is not going to happen with Sam Draper. For the Dockers, it ain't going to be Darcy again, in my opinion. It's going to be Andy Brayshaw finally taking over this midfield, finally knowing this is where I belong. And he is going to go to another level. Look at the game against Richmond last year. Was the first time he took it over. 197 Supercoach points, genuinely dominated, had plenty of the ball, kicked goals, laid crucial tackles, but most importantly, got the big clearances. With Fife potentially playing more forward, Mundy grows another year. He's about 83 now, which is extraordinary. It's his midfield, him and Sarong. So they're going to take it and run with it. Love the pick. For the Kitty Cats, they've got so many home games to end the year, and if they're going to have another tilt at a flag, maybe their last chance, they're still going to need to score. I know Jeremy Cameron will probably improve this year if his body is right, but this man is one of the more valuable players in the league. Tommy Hawkins, I think he takes it out again if Geelong do really well. If Geelong do fall off the cliff, then I suspect it might be a Cam Guthrie, Tom Stewart type, but I'm predicting that they're going all out for one more tilt at a flag, which is why the Tomahawk will win it. For Gold Coast, I know Ben King didn't finish in their top 10 last year, but with him going down, it's probably going to be no one that's not around the centre bounce. And how do you not trust Touk Miller to go back-to-back? It's simply extraordinary. For the Giants, I'm going with the Rolls-Royce. Josh Kelly might have a bit of a play for him in the Brownlow. I think he's about $67, which is extraordinary value. Clayton Oliver was 41 last year, jumped on. Beautiful cash-out option he was. I feel like the Rolls-Royce is going to be that again. If I could speak it into existence and make Sam Taylor the best and fairest, I absolutely would, but I want to get as many of these right as I can. For the Hawkers, hard to go past Tom Mitchell. I know, new coach, so you're looking at the guys who can perform week in, week out, and Titch does that to a T. Love the man. He's going to get it done fantastically. I know, when he kicks the footy, things can go a bit backwards, but a man that can find the footy like that, and showed last year in a good month of footy that he can go forward and kick a snag as well around the contest. He is adding another string to his bow, and he is going to take it out. For the D's, goodness me, they've got 3 elite options. Everyone talking about Christian Petrarca taking that other step. How is Clayton Oliver going under the radar in this preseason? Looks fantastic on the track. Think he gets it done again. I know Gawn's going to be a sexy pick because of the ruck, but who knows the balance between him and Luke Jackson? I think people are overestimating how much Jackson is going to have an impact in the ruck. He's still going to be that pinch-hitting ruckman and hopefully a dominating forward, but I'm going to stick with Clary. For the Kanga, I'm going with Aaron Hall. I know Simpkin had a fantastic year last year, and I'm becoming a bigger fan of him the more his career goes. But I'm not 100% sure how their midfield is going to look. Nick Larkey is going to have to kick 80, I think, in order for him to win the best and fairest, and I don't really trust their fringe players at all. Had a breakout year last year, you could argue. Aaron Hall, definitely a career best year. Had some good years at the Suns, but goodness gracious me, he hasn't been that consistent before. I don't see any drop-off happening, and he is going to come out with the Sid Barker medal, in my opinion. For Port Adelaide, I know what you're thinking. Daz, Ollie Wines, mate, won the Brownlow. How is he not going to win it? Well, what if I told you that in the last 12 years, Patrick Dangerfield is the only Brownlow medalist that won his team's best and fairest the next year? I'm going to trust the numbers. One more chance for the old bloke. Travis Boak is going to take it out. Again, in my opinion, Charlie Dixon would have been a good smoky pick, but the injury doesn't help. I think Carl Amon takes another step, and they've got good youngsters. Butters and Rosie are going to step it up a notch. But how do you not go with the class of Boakey? I know he's getting on a bit, but you're not going to push him out of that centre square. It's going to be Wines, it's going to be Boak, and then rotating another mid in the contest. And I think he gets it done. For Richmond, pretty hard to go past Dusty here. I just think he's going to have that year that reminds the competition just how good he is. We know in 2017 he had one of the best seasons of all time. And then since then, he's done what he needed to do in big games and finals to completely dominate. I think he goes back to that regular season consistency. I think the Tigers era is coming to a close either this year or next year. I'm believing more and more that it's going to be this year. And they're going to need Dusty at his best in order to win the flag. For the Saints, Jack Steele. Good luck taking it off him if you're a St Kilda player. I think Max King definitely could if he has this sort of breakout year that makes everyone stand up and take notice, but there's no one on St Kilda's list that's even close to Jack Steele, so I'm going to back him in until I know otherwise. For the Swannies, pretty boring pick back-to-back again, but Lukey Parker, someone's got to take it off him. I don't think Josh Kennedy plays as much footy this year. All the other guys on their list that you might consider as sexy picks are guys like Isaac Heaney, who's been a tease. I know Callum Mills will definitely be up there as well, and probably Parker's biggest competition. But this man oozes class, and I cannot wait to see him. Only 29 years of age. I swear he's been 29 for 5 years in a row now. But the man takes the piss. Came runner-up in a Brownlow. Going to win the best and fairest. Love, love, love it. For the Eagles, pretty hard to pick this because Nick Nat, of course, is the fantastic choice. But I'm actually going to go out on a limb here. I'm not going to go with the safe pick. Elliot Yeo. Think he gets it right and has a year that reminds us just how good he is. I know his disposal can burn us a bit, but this is the best and fairest here. We're not talking Supercoach. We're not talking Brownlow. We're talking best and fairest. And I think Elliot Yeo gets it done. And for the Dogs, again, the Bont is the sexy pick, and he's probably the one that's going to take it out. But I'm going to go with Jackson McRae. His consistency is genuinely outstanding. I don't know what he needs to add to his game in order to add that best and fairest to his shelf, but it's going to be pretty boring if everyone picks the Bont, so I wanted to go a little something different. I love Jackson McRae a lot, and I think he is finally going to take the best and fairest out. Now, when it comes to next week, is going to be the last week where Supercoach overtakes the regular content. The Supercoach draft stuff is coming, and I am teaming up with good mate Smithy, who has been in the comments and I've spoken about a little bit. We are going to be going through all things draft, which is going to be fantastic. There is hopefully one more classic collab that is going to come from another YouTuber, so fingers crossed that goes through. If it doesn't, that's okay. Life happens, and I might get something going, but fingers crossed that that can go through. And then from next week onwards, it is going to be a Supercoach update of my classic team. And then from there, the Supercoach content is going to be at a minimum, and non-Supercoach content is going to come to the fore. I've been working on a Brownlow video now for about a week and a half, and I still can't get it right. So Hopefully that happens. But for this week, focusing on the draft stuff, that's taking up a lot of time editing wise and all that good stuff. Fingers crossed you guys are doing well. I am still going to put league codes for Supercoach in. I'm going to aim for 5 leagues. The 3rd league at the start of the video, I'll also put it at the end. If you guys want to jump in, if you're jumping in every league, I do appreciate that. I'm going to try and get some different people in these leagues. If we do get these 3rd, 4th, and potentially a 5th one filled up quickly, might be doing more and more before the season starts, but I will take it as it comes as they fill up. Fingers crossed you guys are doing well. I hope you've enjoyed your weekend. As an NFL fan, I can't wait for the Super Bowl tomorrow, but it is going to be Valentine's Day, so no matter who you are loving out there, I hope you get spoiled. I hope you spoil them. It's a festival of love, and that's what we are all about. Fingers crossed you've had a fantastic weekend. It's been a bit of a draining one for Daz, but I reckon you guys have absolutely smashed it out of the park. Can't wait to catch up with you during the week. Can't wait to sit down with Smithy and talk all things Supercoach Draft. Cannot wait to bring you more non-Supercoach content as well. Take care, guys. Take it easy. Love you all. Goodbye.